Hey friends, welcome back to OG Universe. Thank you so much for stopping by and spending some time with me as we take a look at this brand new Mcfarlane Toys DC Direct NFT digital wave. And today we're spotlighting the Longbow Hunter Green Arrow. Now we previously reviewed the Superman from Our Worlds at War. That's on my DC Multiverse playlist. Definitely check that out after you watch this video. And in the wings, we do have the classic Justice League of America Atom figure. I'm really looking forward to that figure. See if it meets my expectations. But today we're going to talk about Green Arrow. Now we're going to do a deep dive on the history of this iconic appearance. But first, let's take a look at the packaging and what we got. So this does sport some very nice Green Arrow artwork. Unfortunately, it's not from the Longbow Hunters. This is more contemporary Green Arrow artwork. You do have Arlen Floyd's digital Green Arrow Longbow Hunter. And what's really nice, you got that classic Green Arrow logo, Green Arrow. That's spotlighted on all of the different digital wave figures. I really appreciate that. You also get a display stand. You got the trading card artwork, digital redemption code. You do have a full quiver full of arrows, one single arrow to place in the finger of Green Arrow, and a bow. Now, pretty good amount of accessories, especially considering this is Green Arrow. This is all stuff he needs to have to be Green Arrow. But what's really interesting that Mcfarlane Toys went all the way back to 1987 to get this classic look. The Longbow Hunters was a 3-issue miniseries that came out in 1987, written and drawn by Mike Grell, and it really laid the foundation and the groundwork for the revitalization of Green Arrow. They kind of stepped away from that campy sort of like a Robin Hood look that he had for a long time. And I really like that look. It's pretty damn cool. Hopefully we get a figure of that one day. But they stepped away from the trick arrows as well, the boomerang arrow, the boxing glove arrow, and they went to real kind of, regular arrows that are going to do damage to you. And in this storyline, it was definitely a more adult take in some adult situations that the Green Arrow found himself into. And it was almost the foundation for the Arrow TV show, which I absolutely loved. It was a fantastic show, and it really kind of based those elements off of this Longbow Hunter series. More serious, definitely a more adult, grounded kind of mini series, and it really stepped him into the light, tracking down a serial killer that's killing prostitutes, and he found himself in some pretty dire situations. I don't want to spoil too much. It's definitely a really solid read if you are into Green Arrow or want to kind of dip your toes into Green Arrow's mythos. But yeah, it definitely led the foundation for Green Arrow to become a major hero in DC. It actually inspired DC to give him his very first solo book in 1988, and it lasted for 11 years. And Mike Grell wrote 80 of those issues, so it firmly established him as a prominent hero in the DC universe. So it's really cool that we get an action figure based on that look and interpretation. So let's take a closer look at the figure, and it is really well done. The sculpted details look phenomenal. The tunic definitely looks like it's very leather bound, so to speak. It looks so good. I really appreciate the styling and all the definition that's going on here. The color scheme looks fantastic. It really captures that look, the different shades of green highlighted with that brown. That looks like a real leather kind of quality to it. Now, if we take a closer look at the quiver, it is really sculpted nicely. Definitely looks great. Really appreciate all the texturing that they have going on. In addition, you have a set of arrows that have a little bit of faint yellow dry brushing on the feathers. I think I'm going to do some repainting on this and just bring out some more definition with these arrows, but it fits nice and securely in that quiver. Now, the quiver is not removable, so guys, don't try and take it out. It's solidly glued onto the tunic. And now we'll take a look at the back here. He does have some really great sculpted details. The texturing just looks like real leather. Really, really nicely done. I do like the bow as well, but unfortunately it's missing a major component, which, it's kind of crucial for Green Arrow, excuse me, to have that string across. And I'm trying to figure a way I could notch some sort of string, but it's so thin back here, the plastic, that I'd probably break. So not a good idea. Maybe we can do some sort of upgrade of a bow for this character. We'll see what we can do. He comes with one single arrow that fits securely right into his fingers. Sits really nicely. I really appreciate that. And overall, the aesthetics of the character, he looks phenomenal. Extremely well done. What we anticipate and what we expect from McFarlane Toys and the quality they give us in their sculpts and the details. Now, there is a couple things, unfortunately, that are holding this figure back from being just an absolute stellar home run of a figure. Yeah, the bow, it's something we can work on. But unfortunately, we'll kind of jump into some of the articulation on this figure. The head. The head is the biggest point of contention. It really holds this figure back from being absolutely amazing. And what happens is the head, the hood is affixed to the body. It's fixed to this tunic. And it's not moving independently or in conjunction with the head. So it really is a disappointment. The Teen Titans Raven figure is the perfect example of how to do something like this with a hood. The head and the hood are one piece that works together in unison to give you full range of articulation and movement. This, unfortunately, you're not going to have any luck with that. And the hood itself is really nicely done, sculpted extremely well, looks fantastic. And I really do appreciate all the, like I said, the aesthetics, all of the texturing, beautifully done on this Green Arrow figure. Now, another point of contention, unfortunately, is the arms. This is the first time out of all the figures that we've gotten from Mcfarlane that we have this really ugly cut for the bicep. Instead of being blended in where it seamlessly has a scoop that fits in with the bicep and works perfectly, unfortunately, we get these ugly cuts, and man, it just does not look well. It doesn't fit the expectations that we have for the high quality of articulation from Mcfarlane. It's a little bit disappointing. Another thing here, man, the squishmallow body. Yep, he's got a squishmallow gut, but this tunic is such a hard rubber that it gives you no articulation. I'm gonna put a lot of force into this, and he does not move. He has zero articulation in the abdomen region. He does have articulation at the waist, so he can move in that regards, but if you're looking for abdominal articulation, you have absolutely nothing in this figure. Now you do have the spacer joint, gives him a little bit of extra movement, not much. You do have that ugly bicep cut, double jointed ratcheted elbows, ball jointed wrists, ball joints at the waist, double joint ratcheted knees. Toe articulation, ball joint movement, socket, everything going on there. But he does look like he has the G1 ball joints in his ankles. And it looks, it's not the best, but his boots do a good job of covering that up. And it just makes me think, is this like a old figure that was lying around for a long time and they just found this wave to fit this figure into? So it's just weird. The articulation, the body buck, it just seems a little off than what we expect from some of the new figures that are out. Just a little bit odd. It makes you think. It's a bit of a head scratcher. But overall, the aesthetics on this character look phenomenal. I'm very happy to have him in my collection, but could have been executed a little bit better. So let's bring in a couple other characters to compare with, and that here is the Injustice Green Arrow. My go-to Green Arrow. Love the way this figure looks. Definitely a more contemporary armor set and look for the character, but of course I do appreciate the aesthetics of this 1987 Green Arrow. Now I did have to upgrade the bow on this character because this is the bow you get, and it's really small, just cheap looking, cast in green plastic, no paint apps whatsoever, and so much more detail could have been applied to this, but I don't like it, so I upgraded them to this bow that I picked up from a DC Direct New 52 Green Arrow, and man, it looks so much better. Looks just fantastic. I love the way this character looks. The articulation is awesome on him. Just a really solid Green Arrow figure. Now we do have a variant of this figure as well. He does sport that kind of classic Robin Hood hat. Has a bit less going on with the legs, but it's a great looking Green Arrow, and I wish we'd get a bit more Green Arrow in the DC Multiverse for sure. Hopefully we will in the future. Another character I want to bring out, another archer, Roy Harper. This is a phenomenal figure. Man, it just has some fluid articulation. The sculpt is killer again. Did have to upgrade the bow because I just didn't like the bow that it came with. It was just way too long. This one from Green Arrow from Injustice was way too short. The one they gave him was just way too long, and it just didn't work the aesthetics of the character. So I found another bow from DC Direct, and this was from the Arsenal figure from the new 52, the Red Hood and the Outlaws. Works really well with this figure. Definitely, I really like the way this looks. The head looks phenomenal. The articulation is, like I said, very fluid. Awesome looking figure. And then, as we kind of talked about the articulation in the arms, this here is Firestorm, one of the collector edition figures. And as you can see, he has a lot of fabric, a lot of attention to detail going on in the arms. But he doesn't have this singular bicep cut, which breaks up the sculpt. The bicep here in the shoulder area just fits snugly and securely with the curvature here of the forearm, the bicep, everything. It just works perfectly. And I wish they would have executed this onto that figure. It would have really made him stand out and really just produce a really striking Green Arrow. And then another character you definitely got to show with your Green Arrow, and that is Green Lantern. These two guys, the hard traveling heroes, they had some epic storylines back in the 70s. And it's cool to see these two guys together. I really appreciate it. I definitely want to see a more updated Hal Jordan. Definitely we're going to be in that, I think, this year or early next year. But it's great to see these two guys together and have these two in my collection. And then one last figure I want to bring in. I don't think you can do a Green Arrow without Batman. This is the Flashpoint Batman. Now, we did a little bit of modifications on. We added some paint to the belt, gave him a brand new head sculpt. We'll do a full extensive look at the process on this in a toy surgery showcase. I did a lot of customs in the past little while when I was sick. So we're gonna have fun with that. But I think, they tried it in that Arrowverse to make Green Arrow really kind of like a Batman character. It was pretty cool. Would have liked to see Batman, of course. We all want to see Batman, but this was a great update. The Green Arrow in the TV show, and these two guys look great together. This almost feels like an 89 kind of Batman with an 87 Green Arrow. They look cool together. So there you go, guys. That's my look at Green Arrow Longbow Hunter from the Digital Wave. I'm a huge fan of Green Arrow. I really appreciate the longevity and the history of this character, all the things he's done with the Justice League, his solo run. But unfortunately, this figure does have a few things holding it back. We're going to have to try and do some toy surgery or figure something out to fix that hood and the articulation in the head. Aesthetically, it's absolutely awesome. He looks phenomenal. I'm very happy that we got this version of Green Arrow as well. Hopefully, we're going to get some more Green Arrow in the DC Multiverse. The current Green Arrow comic book series is absolutely phenomenal. Hopefully, we're going to get some characters from that comic because we got all the big hitters. We got Roy Harper Arsenal, Connor Hawk, Black Canary, and we got a major plot twist going on in that series right now. I don't want to spoil anything, but if you're not reading Green Arrow, definitely pick it up. It's got some gorgeous artwork and some really great storytelling. As for this figure, guys, I would say if you're a fan like me, you're going to pick it up. You can overlook some of the articulation issues. It's still a really great looking figure. If you want to do some dynamic action photography, it's not going to happen. He's going to look great on your shelf, and that's about it. So you've been forewarned. Articulation is lacking. Aesthetics are great. It's up to you to decide if you want to get this figure, but myself, I'm glad I did, and it's a great addition to my Green Arrow collection and the DC Multiverse. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what your opinions are on Green Arrow and this figure. Are you going to pick it up? Is it worth picking up in your opinion? Is this a kind of an OG one that just hung around in the annals of DC Multiverse and then finally they shot him into a wave where maybe they didn't have a figure for it? Let me know your opinions. I'd love to hear them. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what's going on. And thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you soon.